Hey Eli, hold up, what is up, my man?
Not a lot.
Great, well, I'm glad that you don't have much going on, because that means we can play Lili together here. It's a brand new game. iPhone, iPod Touch, supports the widescreen, kind of a big deal at the Apple press conference.
Another 4-letter Unreal Engine game.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess that's a thing, huh?
Starting the trend.
Yeah, definitely. So this is one of our readers' most anticipated games, or app users, and it's kind of a weird cross between adventure game and RPG elements, and I'm really still not quite sure what I think of it. The point of this game, you play as a girl named Lili, and the point of the game is to pick exotic flowers to, I guess, impress one of your teachers. Turns out that you can't just pick flowers from the ground, you have to capture spirits who have the flowers. Like this guy. Of course. This guy who's running here. And this is the non-combat combat system. With swipes, you pull the flowers from its back while it's running and kind of gyrating. The camera shakes a little bit. And then you win.
Good job.
Yeah. I'm pretty good at this video game.
They have kind of like a Spirited Away look to them. You ever seen that movie?
I have not.
It's anime. I don't know if that's your cup of tea.
Not really.
And you're more into Goku, whatever cartoon he's in.
Yeah, that's true. I'm a big Goku fan, whatever that person is.
The over 9,000 thing.
Yes, I've seen that on the internet.
Yes, I love that cartoon.
Very popular. Very popular. So it looks like this game is broken down into several instances. So like each section is a town, and each town has several NPCs that you can talk to get missions, which basically just boil down to find a treasure chest and give the item to that NPC that you find, right?
This almost has like a Wii-like look to it, you know, like
yeah,
like a Nintendo Wii. And it's not like cel shaded enough to be Zelda-y, but it's not like kitty enough to be Mario-like. It's like a weird mixture.
Right, yeah, and that's kind of like my thing, is like, I'm having a hard time figuring out who this game is for. It's not hardcore enough, like the systems, the RPG systems, which I can get into in a second, aren't deep enough to really satisfy me as a player. But they're graspable enough for, you know, just a dude who picks up an iPhone game. You know, I mean, he usually plays Angry Birds or whatever. They're readily there. But I mean, like, it's walking this weird line, and it's walking it too well, almost, maybe. If that makes sense. Like, I'm having a really hard time with this.
Yeah, the thing that worries me about games like this is when you release a very vague preview trailer like these guys did. You know, I mean, like, when you looked at that, it's like you didn't know if this was going to be like a Zelda game, like the next, like, Ico, you know, something crazy like that.
Right.
And I feel like people's imaginations just run wild.
Right.
But now we have a flower picking game.
Right, exactly.
Which, you know, good or bad, I feel like that's going to disappoint someone.
Exactly. Exactly. And sometimes these spirits, by the way, can hatch other things than flowers. I guess hatch would be a word to use. They can hatch thorny flowers, which hurt you, and bombs as well, which is kind of weird. I don't really get it.
This is I mean, I don't... Good or bad, this is definitely... If you would have asked me what mechanic this game would have had, I would have said unmanageable 3D camera and some type of swipe sword fighting thing, not plant picking at all.
Right, right. And that is one thing, the camera. Oh boy, you got to keep it behind you by using your finger, and that's... It's not fun. It's not fun, man.
I feel like games, not necessarily specifically this game, but games that have tried to answer the criticism of Infinity Blade being on rails have only further proven just, you know, how good an idea it was to have Infinity Blade on rails.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. These things in the environment can talk to you. I don't know. Yeah, I talked about NPCs. All right, we're good.
Oh, got a nice little letter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, good job, Brad.
Congratulations, right?
I just once again, I just don't know how you're so good at video games.
It's crazy. It really is. It's a gift. You know, it's a gift.
So they said specifically this is going to be iPhone 5 widescreen.
iPod Touch, at least. Yeah. I mean, I assume that would go to the iPhone 5 as well. I mean, that was their specific thing, but yeah, it's supposed to be widescreen. In fact, the opening video of the game is in 16:9, and it gives you little black bars on your iPad.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how when things like this launch, how no one can really say just flat out come out and say, yo, this has iPhone 5 support, deal with it, like, because of all the weird Apple NDAs and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, totally. So what I'm doing right here is, by the way, I don't mean to interrupt. I'm taking these flowers back to this trainer, who's going to be able to bump up some stats that I'll use to theoretically grab more spirits.
Mm. This definitely has a Zelda vibe to it.
Yeah, it does. It does. And the colors are they're really nice, man. It's again, it's really nice to see Unreal Engine 3 games on iOS finally to kind of take that colorful direction. Because before they were brown, like in the early console days of Unreal 3 games, and
brown and shiny.
Yeah, now we're starting to see different kinds of artistry kind of come out of this, which is nice. So I mean, this is pretty much the game here. It looks like, and I've played a little bit more before we started doing this. It looks like it's just, you go town to town, talk to NPCs, grab stuff out of treasure chests, give it to the NPCs, and collect flowers from the spirits running around in that town.
That's cool, I guess.
I guess, yeah. I'm not, it's one of those games where, again, I'm not really sure if I'm having a ton of fun, man. Like,
maybe we're just not the target demographic for something like this.
Right, but who is it? Like, who are they looking for?
I don't know. Because like that's what always kind of has me scratching my head with games like this. Because definitely like the exploring town and the talking to NPCs mechanic, I feel is probably a bit too.
Yeah, that's pretty high level, man.
Yeah, it's too high level for like someone like my iPad owning father to enjoy. Because it's not like he's gonna be like, oh, I need to go talk to that barrel robot thing because he said something about
stats. He said something about fat loots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just like way too complicated for someone like that.
Yeah. It's an interesting kind of thing, and of course there are in-app purchases for this game, and I have no comment on whether they're needed or not. I have no idea.
Yeah. Well, this looks like golden flowers, huh? Might just be cheater IAP. Yeah,
possibly. Like, you can buy gear that modifies some of those core stats that we saw earlier. An interesting thing, it'll be neat to see as this game progresses, because we're not much further than maybe like the third chapter, I would say, in the game overall. But it'll be interesting to see as the game progresses, like how much these systems ramp up. Because you have speed, you have sneaking and stuff like that. Like, how hard are these spirits going to be to catch?
Right.
And how much is it going to kind of like systematize that, like, and get you thinking about it? Because I think that's where Lili could go extremely right if it wanted to.
Kind of a stealth strategy game for catching the actual spirit.
Yeah. Throw in some actual strategy for it.
Even then, that would be kind of a weird thing for these games to do. I mean, I feel like it's such a mistake when you're developing a game and like the cool part is an hour into the game.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, like it always kills me when developers ask if I try their game or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know, and their response is, well, you didn't get to the fun part yet.
Right.
And it's like, oh, okay, well, good idea hiding what you call, air quotes of the fun part 3.5 hours into the game.
Well, at least they didn't pull a Square Enix and put it 30 hours into their video game.
It's true.
Man, Final Fantasy 13, huh?
Ugh. No comments.
Ugh. So this is the second town in the game, Shoppington.
I mean, if this is just like a basic town exploration game, I don't know. I guess I could see that being kind of casual friendly, but I don't know. It's what's the phrase that they're trying to coin now? Like mid-core? Is that it?
Oh yeah.
Is this a mid-core game?
I don't know. You know what they should do? They should just make video games. Like, and if you want to play them, you'll play them. If you don't, you won't.
I feel like this is definitely is a video game. If you asked me what this was, I would probably say it was a video game.
It's about where I'm coming down so far. I mean, it looks great. Like, that's kind of the thing. Is like, this studio spent a ton of time on its art assets, its sound production, its visuals, and it looks fantastic, and it's so well executed. And, the touching, the swiping, and stuff like that. Again, super well executed. I just don't know if mechanically it's there. Like, all the systems, everything that you would need for, like, a fully fleshed out adventure RPG kind of game are there. It's just how far are they going to push that?
Yeah. So when you're running around town like this, is it a kind of like a dual virtual joystick thing?
Yeah. So you tap once to walk, twice to start a run, and you can run and walk without babysitting the camera, but then it starts getting a little weird because you direct yourself. You direct yourself by babysitting the camera. So if I just want to walk straight, I just double tap. Ain't no big deal. But if I want to like run around a bridge or something, I need to start fiddling with the 3D camera, which is, you know, like stabbing yourself in the face with a fork.
It's kind of the exact same problem that Horn had, right?
Oh my God, yes. I mean,
I feel like it'll be a great day when developers figure out how to make games like this without needing to manage the camera on touch devices.
yeah, it's called Infinity Blade. It's pretty
It
good.
just doesn't work.
Yeah. I mean, like, you know, this is one of those games where I feel like, honestly, at this point, if I had a controller, we would have already been right where we are now 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
You know, if I wasn't messing with this, if I didn't have to, like, stop and look around with my finger.
Well, you know, you could always kickstart one of the 10,000 game controller Kickstarters.
I hear that service is legit for products getting shipped. I hear that happens all the time. Especially that Pebble thing. I heard that went out and everyone's completely happy.
What happened with that? That's the Pebble Watch? I don't follow any of that.
It's been delayed like a billion times.
Oh, well, yeah.
So
That's kind of stuff like that, though, is a victim of their own success, I feel like. Because, you know, when your original plan is to ship, like, you know, 10,000 units and then suddenly you need to ship 1 million.
Yeah, whoops.
I mean, like, you just don't have the logistics in place to do that.
Yeah. That's a whoopsie.
Oh, what do you got on Twitter? Oh, Sumit Sarkar.
Ooh.
Sports. You're talking to a Polygon writer, Brad.
Yeah. Sports Sarkar. Hit me up on the Twitters. I hear he's on a new podcast where he's allowed to talk about sports without being interrupted.
Really?
Yeah.
It must be terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I just can't imagine what it's like to be on a podcast with Sumit where you can't interrupt him. That would be torture.
Wow.
I love you, Sumit. If you're watching this, I love you.
Please, he writes for Polygon. He has better things to do.
He could be playing Lili. Who knows?
Maybe brush his hair in the mirror.
So, this video game here, I'm capturing spirits now. I've just used a sandwich, which is one of the consumable items in the game to make you run faster whenever one of these dudes is quick. So, thought I'd try that out.
God, this game is so weird, and it's a mixture of things.
Yeah,
Because like you have games like I don't even know if you would call it a game, like Flower Garden. Have you ever screwed around with that?
Flower Garden sounds familiar.
It's a very, very basic, just like flower growing, flower watering game. I mean, that's like all you do is you have, you know, your row of pots, you plant flowers that grow in real time. You have to come back and like water them.
Oh,
But it's all like it's all. I don't know if realistic is what I would call it, but then like, you know, you can put together like bouquets with those and then like email the bouquets to people and stuff.
nice.
It's like super mom friendly. Like if your mom had an iPhone and wanted something kind of gamey, like Flower Garden would be about perfect.
right.
And it's because like everything you do in that game feels like it's so everyone knows what to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, okay, you put the seeds in the dirt, you know, you put some water on it, come back a little bit later, water it again.
Right.
Blah blah blah. But this, I don't know.
See, and that's the problem with RPG systems. Like, they're not, you know, you can't just look at them as a normal dude and be like, I know what's going on. You know?
Yeah.
Your dad doesn't know shit about loot.
Yeah, or managing in-game currencies and things like that.
Right, exactly. I don't know, like, you know, we'll dive into Lili more for a full review, and hopefully we'll give you some final impressions on that. But for right now, Lili is out and available, and it has a price tag. Eli, do you know that off the top of your head?
$5, maybe? Something around there?
Something around there for Lili, universal build. You can check it out, and I don't know, maybe you'll have more fun with it than we are right now. Or
It's a video game.
It's a video game, that's for sure.
Get that.